Coming to you live from the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University. It is Hockey Night in Fitchburg here on FATV. Tonight, the Falcons of Fitchburg State University come home to roost as they host the Corsairs of UMass Dartmouth. I'm John Gugerty, joined as always by Dan Bolak. Dan, Fitchburg State comes in with a record 9-7 on the season. They are 5-4 in the MassCAC, but looking to avenge not one but two defeats at the hands of these Corsairs earlier this year.
Absolutely, John. Normally, it's a double round robin this year with the expanded conference of 10 members, but these two teams last played on January the 4th at the Clark Athletic Center on the campus of UMass Boston as part of the consolation game of the Codfish Bowl, and that was a 6-3 win for UMass Dartmouth, led by Kevin Johnston and Brandon Clark with a goal and assist. Noah Webster, Alex Walker, Doug Dord, and Spencer Sykes also found the back of the net as they stymied the Falcons for the second time this year. These two teams also met at Hetland Arena in New Bedford back on November the 21st, a 5-4 overtime win for UMass Dartmouth. They were led by Colin Patterson, who had a hat trick in that game. Kevin Pecoraro had the game-winning goal. Falcons had a goal and assist from Trent Skaggs, Alexander Bove, Sammy Rennick, and Nick Milhorn had goals. Johansson, Rennick, and Jackson Collins had goals in the other game at the Codfish Bowl. Fitchburg State went from up 4-3, up 3-2 to down 4-3 to tying the game at 4. It was a back-and-forth game that first time out. The second time was a game that fell away from the Falcons. And so this is a team that the Falcons have struggled with a little bit in UMass Dartmouth, coming into today 8-8. Fitchburg State 9-7. Both teams 5-4 in the MassCAC. Both of these teams fighting for a home game in the MassCAC quarterfinals. The Falcons fourth in the MassCAC coming into today. UMass Dartmouth tied for fifth. Very, very important game for these two sides.
And Dan, you mentioned that first game between these two teams back on Thursday, the 21st of November. Again, a 5-4 victory for the Corsairs. They were led in that game by Colin Patterson, who had a hat trick as part of his MassCAC, leading 12 goals on the season. He's tied for the lead in the MassCAC with that number, but the Corsairs will be without Patterson's services tonight for a very important reason.
In fact, not only are they going to be out with not only will they not have Patterson's services tonight, they won't have his services for the rest of the season for the very simple reason that Colin Patterson is now a student of Utica University. He transferred mid-season from UMass Dartmouth to play with the Pioneers in New York State. And that was a huge loss for UMass Dartmouth that they are struggling a little bit to try to fill, but they've already beaten the Falcons once without him. And now UMass Dartmouth trying to go for the 3-game sweep over the Falcons. And this is a team that really has given the Falcons fit. 6 goals, 5 goals. The Falcons have badly outshot UMass Dartmouth in both of these games. UMass Dartmouth's defense is not quite the best this year, as they've been giving up 40.2 shots per game, but they have some solid goaltending. Marshall McCallop is a veteran keeper for this Corsair side in his 3rd year with the team, and they have a goalie in Graham Burke who's got some, if you will, championship pedigree. He won back-to-back national championships with Hobart as their 3rd-choice netminder the last 2 years. Now transferring to UMass Dartmouth and getting some playing time, more playing time, if you will. It is going to be Marshall McCallop who's going to get the nod today for the Corsairs. He had the win in the second game. Burke had the win in the first game.
McCallop, a junior from Pittsburgh, former Connecticut Chief, making just his 6th appearance he will be. Comes in with a .316 goals against average, having a very good year as basically the 2nd-choice netminder for these Corsairs. You look at the other side of the equation for the Falcons, Dan. It had been Max Macchione. There had been some Freddie Soderberg. Alex Falkenhagen has played very well in net the past couple of games for Fitchburg. But it is Soderberg, I understand, getting the start tonight for the Falcons.
Absolutely, and last time out for Soderberg was just 2 nights ago, the Falcons taking on Rivier. The Falcons won their last 2 games, having swept their New Hampshire trip, beating Keene State 4-2, and then Rivier in conference play 8-2 on Thursday night. Freddie Soderberg went 32 for 34 in that game, getting the victory and getting back on track. But the big thing to take away, I think, from Thursday night's game, Mateo Orme Lynch had a natural hat trick for his 1st, 2nd, and 3rd career NCAA goals. Came into the game with just 7 assists. I was actually a bit surprised because I had thought he'd scored a goal by then, but he got his first one out of the way and liked it so much he went and got 2 more after that.
Orme Lynch, those 3 goals bring him up to 10 points on the season. Teams have taken the ice. Corsairs on the right in their Carolina blue, Falcons on the left in the white and green, and we'll send it down to Jim LaPointe for the introduction of the starting lineups and our national anthem. It's Hockey Night in Fitchburg here on FATV.
Game between the Corsairs of UMass Dartmouth and your Fitchburg State Falcons. The NCAA, the MassCat, and Fitchburg State promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments directed at the officials, student athletes, coaches, or team reps will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Please respect all athletes on the ice and enjoy the spirit of the game. It's now time to introduce the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Corsairs. At forward, a junior from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, number 8, Tyler Stewart. At forward, a sophomore from Latrobe, Pennsylvania, number 10, Alex Walker. At forward, a sophomore from Calgary, Alberta, number 20, Nolan Wutzke. On defense, a junior from Latrobe, Pennsylvania, number 3, Lane Ruffner. At defense, a freshman from Rockford, Illinois, number 22, Hunter Scanlon. And in goal, a junior from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, number 1, Marshall McCallum. UMass Dartmouth is coached by Eric Nowak, assisted by Barry O'Neill. And now your starting lineup for your Fitchburg State Falcons. At forward, a sophomore, number 15, Christopher Zapata. At forward, a junior from Peoria, Arizona, number 23, Nick Weber. At forward, a sophomore from Wake Forest, North Carolina, number 26, Jackson Collins. At defense, a senior from Milford, New Hampshire, number 18, Jack Johansson. At defense, a senior from Queenstown, Maryland, number 20, Christian Helbig. And in goal, a sophomore from Harrison Township, Michigan, number 30, Freddie Soderberg. Fitchburg State is coached by Dean Fuller in his 41st season, assisted by associate head coach Tom Patty, Chris Kine, Mike Chartrand, Josh Miller, and Cam Isabel. Officials for tonight's game, Chris Shepley, Tony Galletti, John Canaris, and Cam Antonellis. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise and remove your caps as we honor our nation and the flag with the playing out the national anthem.
Hockey Night in Fitchburg here on FATV. I'm John Gugerty, joined as always by Dan Bullock. And folks, there is still plenty of time to come on down to the Wallace Civic Center just off John Fitch Highway here on the campus of Fitchburg State University. But if you are nestled all snug in your beds, or perhaps if you know someone in town or in Dartmouth or anywhere in the world who may be interested in watching this game, we want to let you know that there are a myriad of ways that you can watch FATV. That we are available via your Apple TV app, let me start that again. We are available, and FATV programming is available through the Apple iOS, the Apple Store, the Android Google Play Store, on your Apple TV, Fire TV, and Roku devices. It's so very easy for me to say, Dan. After all, of course, you can go to fatv.org/watch-FATV. That'll have all the information.
Indeed, and fatv.org/civic if you just want the direct feed in your web browser. But there are so many different ways to watch FATV. One of these days we'll have to write a script, so we're not trying to
remember off the top of our heads or read the graphic or...
Yeah.
You'd think we would do that by now, but hey.
Falcons in the home white uniforms going left to right, while UMass Dartmouth is in the also home uniforms, the light blue uniforms. I think Carolina blue is actually a fair description for them.
I won the argument.
Yeah, you did. They go left to right here in this first period of play. That's kept in by Scanlon. Takes the shot, high riser over the net. Freshman defenseman Hunter Scanlon having that shot there. Now the Falcons trying to skate it up ice on the far side, stretching up, looking for Sabata. But that goes off a skate. Here's Nolan Wutzke into the zone. Wutzke drops left side, tries to move it along to the middle of the ice, looking for Kevin Johnston, nothing going there. Now, with a burst of speed, Oliver Cookson, and here's Mateo Orme-Lynch. We mentioned he had a hat trick just 2 nights ago up at Riviere. He turns around, throws into the right wing corner, backhanded to the top there for Cookson, who ends up blowing a tire trying to get to that puck. And they'll go near side for Tyler Stewart, who is the leading point scorer on this Corsair side. 10 goals, 13 assists for 23 points. Also means that of the players that they have at their disposal, he's also the leading goal scorer in that regard. Here's Eloan Orme-Lynch, getting the shot off, stopped by McCallum, and he'll take no chances of cover for a draw.
FATV's remote productions are underwritten by Minuteman Press, Rollstone Bank and Trust, All One Credit Union, Unitil, Acme Carpet One, and the Sentinel and Enterprise. We thank them all for their contributions.
UMass Dartmouth, 21 of their 26 players from the United States. Only one, though, from Massachusetts. That's Brendan Pecoraro. He's from Canton. It's shot by Mateo Orme-Lynch. That's cut down in front. Corsairs clear it down the length of the ice. It'll be a race to the hash marks. The Falcons will win. Trent Skaggs is the first to the marks, and that is icing.
Michigan, Pennsylvania, Montana, New Brunswick, Ohio, Florida, New Zealand. Roscoe Eade is from Auckland, New Zealand. They come from all over to play hockey for UMass Dartmouth.
Absolutely. And I think the thing that caught me is 5 different players from the Keystone State, Pennsylvania. Underdone tries to redirect that towards goal. Eloan Orme-Lynch behind the net. Now comes back to Eloan. This is being fed by his twin brother, Mateo. Behind the net. Goes around to the left side. Now to the left point, Trent Skaggs. Holds, shoots, saved by McCallum. Rebound couldn't get to Eloan. It goes to the Corsairs instead, but Eloan gets the steal, tries to find Dunn. Passes behind him. Corsairs put it off the boards. Kept in. Here's Vincent Nicosia. He gains the red, now the blue on the left side. Shot punched away by Soderberg and into the netting and out of play.
Freddie Soderberg just gave that a casual, dismissive, backhanded whack. Like, get away from me, foul puck. I care not for thee.
Soderberg, 14th game, 14th start, 7-5 record, 294 goals against, 909 save percentage, 1 clean sheet. We mentioned Marshall LeCallip's numbers, 2-3, 316 goals against, 916 save percentage. This is the UMass Dartmouth team that concedes a lot of shots per game, but their goaltending has been strong to back it up. McCallip in his 3rd year with the Corsairs. He's a junior, he's from Pittsburgh. Again, another one of those Pennsylvania natives. Declan Bronte, who's from Australia. Pass up for Beauvais. Beauvais, one of 3 Frenchmen on the Falcon roster.
Falcons have pretty much cornered the market when it comes to D3 hockey recruiting in France.
Yeah, they have, as far as I know, there are only 4 Frenchmen playing D3 hockey and 3 are playing for the Falcons. The odd one out is Noe Perez, who is playing for the University of Wisconsin Stout. And he's a senior, so we can't get him to transfer. On the right wing corner, Spencer Sykes around the board to the near side. Quick, sharp passing, and up the near side, backhanded up by Doug Doran. Now they cut down at the blue line. Edward Wolison around for Kramer, out of his reach, and out of the reach of Jeremy Millett, who wasn't expecting the puck to come to him. Instead, it goes all the way down beyond the goal line, and icing will be given. 16:47 to go in the first, no score.
Corsairs come in on a bit of a losing streak. They lost Tuesday against Nichols and again Thursday to Westfield State.
That Westfield State team that we last saw 7 days ago, that was a 2-1 loss for the Corsairs. They were outshot 35-23 in that one. Bronte takes control of it for the Falcons, pass around, but taken by Tyler Stewart. Stewart's got lots of moves, but can't make anything work against 3 different Falcons. As it comes to the near side, dug out by 3 players in Carolina blue. Everyone's still trying to fight for that puck. Nobody cleanly controlling it, and Tyler Stewart shoots it behind the net. Taken by Noah Webster. Tries to shoot it along, but the Brunswick native can't keep it going. Here's Nick Milhorn into the zone. He's got 2 on him. Drops it off for Sammy Rennick. Rennick trying to get it back to Milhorn. Milhorn changed position. He wasn't there anymore. Watzke off the far side boards. Bounces into the neutral zone. Milhorn moves it along. Perhaps numbers for UMass Dartmouth, depending on who can get back up to their skates. Watzke's shot is well wide. Rennick on the far side with a nudge up to Jeremy Millett. Millett back for Rennick. Now Millett again. His bad angle shot can't quite make it to McCallum. Corsairs now going to go back with a 3-on-2 the other way. Here's Alex Walker on the right side. His pass off and the shot doesn't go anywhere. Millett again up into the neutral zone. Backhands after he gains the red, and he'll turn off for a line change with 15:25 to go in the first and no score. Long stretch pass up the left side. This is Blake Cashark. His shot got a piece of the iron and ricochets away. Jackson Collins up into over the blue line. It's going to be a delayed penalty coming against UMass Dartmouth, I think. And now Freddie Soderberg gets the memo, delayed call. Shot goes wide to the left. I think he might have been wondering maybe if there was delayed icing, but it wasn't. Eloan Orme-Lynch can't keep it in the zone. Falcons have to reset and regroup. And now they're going to blow the whistle here on some other issue, and the official says, oh, I should not have done that. That is my bad. The Falcons will have to just take the power play now.
Immediately, the referee, Mr. Guglietti, puts his hand to his chest and is like, my bad, should not have done that. It's on me.
One of the curious things about UMass Dartmouth this year is they are the second most penalized team in the nation. They average 18 3/4 penalty minutes a game. Northland out of Wisconsin is the only team I believe that has more penalty minutes per game. And going to the box there for 2 minutes is Michael Mania. Hooking is the call against Mania. It's his 5th trip to the bin this year. As that one slammed around the boards and all the way down the river. Freddie Soderberg from behind his own net will leave it. Falcons drop pass, and now stretch up on the far side. There's Rennick into the zone. Now for Eloan Orme-Lynch. His shot is turned aside by McCallum. Falcons get the rebound, go for Toivo Kramer. Kramer on the right circle. His shot is deflected and strikes the ceiling and the netting for good measure. And out of play multiple different ways. Draw will come to one side of McCallum.
You could hear the velocity on that shot, Dan, just from the impact of it hitting Scanlon's stick. I don't think I've ever heard such a tone, just a big, heavy wooden thunk on a deflection like that.
Very interesting. Here's Jack Johansson, 2 goals and assists Thursday night against Rivier. His pass to Toivo Kramer, the one-timer is whiffed. Nicholas Milhorn behind the net. Goes to the left wing circle for Rennick. Feeds it through the slot, nothing there. Back to Kramer it comes. Kramer doubles back, goes to the right circle for Eloan Orme-Lynch. Now back for Kramer, goes for Johansson. Johansson goes backhand to forehand, pass to Rennick. Now to Kramer, top of the right circle. His shot is blocked. Getting all of that there was Blake Cashark. Down the ice it goes. Still 35 seconds to go on the man advantage for the Falcons. First power play of the day. This contest, the first power play for the home team. In our first game of our doubleheader, the home team didn't get any power plays. Jeremy Millett on the right side to Jack Johansson. Now to Hunter Dunn. Back to Johansson. His shot redirects over the crossbar off the back glass.
I think Doran got a piece of that.
Dunn keeps it in the zone, goes to the left side. Shot is high and wide. Hunter Dunn gets it back with 7 on the power play. Dunn right circle, back to Johansson at the point. Now to the left side, shot, not quite with the best of velocity. Goes in the right wing corner, penalty is up, and Mania's out of the box. Corsairs back to full strength. They'll skate it up on the right side, drop it off for Mania. He's having a little bit of trouble handling that puck. Into the right wing corner. Johansson will rub the Corsair out there. Behind the net, Falcons will move it up. 12:38 to go, first period. No score, shots 3-1 in favor of the Corsairs. Dunn continuing his run up ice on the left side. Dunn thinking about the wraparound, now goes a little wide, turns around, shoots. McCallum got a glove on it, but didn't get it enclosed in the glove.
McCallum doesn't have his stick on him right now.
Now he's going to go and retrieve it as the puck goes out of the zone. Here's Wutzke on the left side, tries to drop for Stewart out of his reach, but he gets back anyway. His shot is gloved by Soderberg, and he does secure that one. 12:13 to go in the first, no score.
Tense moment in net for Marshall McCallum. He lost not only his stick, Dan, but the glove on the right hand. He was playing goalie with just bare palm meat on that right hand. If anything goes to his right side, he was going to be risking some fingers there.
Obviously not the most ideal thing, and in some levels they'll actually blow the whistle dead if the goalie is without his glove, because that is actually kind of dangerous. Face-off won by the Corsairs, out to the right point. Hunter Scanlon will send it around the boards behind the net. Ricochets out in front, now loose. Wutzke can't get on that one quickly enough. Too close to the force for the Trees for that. Not kept in by the Corsairs, and they're going to call the delayed offside. Tommy Madden thought he'd had that saved, but not so, say the officials. Face-off comes outside the zone.
You know, when I was a student at Fitchburg State, and it's getting to be a while ago, but I remember we were taught about the great, communicator Marshall McCallum and his phrase, "The medium is the message." That was him, right?
Well, there's been a long line of Marshall McCallums. I believe he's actually the 5th.
Okay. Maybe it was the 3rd or the 4th.
Perhaps. Here's Tommy Madden on the right side. In the right wing corner for Alex Walker. Nolan Wutzke trying to dig it out for the Corsairs. Comes to the near side. The Falcons pushing it up out of the zone. Michael Amala will dump it around the boards. Amala actually listed as the extra skater now. He's missed a couple of games, and now as the bonus player, his Mania with a cross pass, trying to find Kevin Johnston. Not successful in that endeavor. Declan Bronte on the left side. Mateo Orme-Lynch. That stretch pass will be intercepted, and a shot is blocked by Andrew Olesen. Maybe an ill-fated pass, but the Falcons ensure that there'll be no damage out of that, as Cade Hanley, the captain, had a good opportunity for the Corsairs. Now trying to find the point, but 2 different Corsairs there, and neither quite in the middle. So it splits them and goes all the way back down into UMass Dartmouth then. 10:35 to go in the first and no score. As Johnston holds on the right side, turns around, tries to backhand. Declan Bronte says you'll have none of that. Elowan feeds Mateo into the zone on the right side. Holds, shoots, deflected wide. Into the right wing corner. Mateo Orme-Lynch continuing to fight for that puck. Another Falcon joined the fray in his twin brother Elowan.
Been discarded equipment all over the ice. We spent the last 90 seconds or so with a stick just to the right side of the Falcon net here.
And icing called against the Corsairs. 10:07 to go in the first, no score. I think this is the first season that UMass Dartmouth has had these Carolina blue jerseys. I really like them.
They're very nice.
I've always been used to seeing them come up here to Fitchburg with the dark blue unis, and some of them are a little plainer than others, but this set is just really sharp, really well designed, and with this shade of Carolina blue, you can wear them at home, you can wear them on the road. They look good everywhere. Very sharp threads for this Corsair side. Dumped in by Noah Webster. Go ahead.
We're not just saying that because the numbers are super easy to read, but the numbers are super easy to read. That's very helpful. Good on you, UMass Dartmouth.
That rolls up the boards and out of play. And, I'm not saying that as a person who had to call a basketball game last night where it was gold on white versus blue on black.
No, perish the thought.
The first game of our doubleheader also had very nice jerseys as well.
It did. We've been lucky.
All these teams know how to do design right. Falcons control the draw. Halbig tries to get around the boards, kept in at the right half boards. Now thrown in the left wing corner by the Corsairs. Trying to settle on his forehand was Ethan Finlayson, who's from the Cayman Islands, don't you know? Down the ice it will go, an icing called against the Falcons.
Hockey hotbed, the Cayman Islands? Okay.
I have to double check, but I know last year there was a college hockey player from Namibia. He had never skated before he came to North America a couple of years ago.
Hey, you know, college is all about trying things. You never know what you're good at until you try it.
In this particular case, he was very good at roller hockey because that's way easier to play in Namibia than in ice hockey.
I guess there are more roller hockey rinks than ice hockey players in Namibia, honestly.
That's, I think, a fair statement. Out to the near side, Nicosia trying to play it off the boards. Rennick takes it, goes to Milhorn, shot kicked away by McCallum. Milhorn going behind the net for Rennick, but two different Corsairs there to dispossess. Pecoraro trying to move it along the left, trying to get his blade in there and knock it away. He does just that. At the point, thrown around towards goal, goes off of Rennick's skate and then goes on target. McCallum sticks that aside. Millette gets in the right wing corner. Former Leominster Blue Devil passes off for Sammy Rennick. Now Rennick's shot misses the net. Flipped out of the zone, down the ice. This could be a breakaway here. Vincent Nicosia going in on goal, misses the net. Did not get the cleanest release. And we remain scoreless as Isaiah McKinney skates it up the left side. McKinney puts it on goal. Turned aside by McCallum with the paddle. Now Stewart, pass on the right side. Up ice, Brandon Clark's shot is going to be gloved by Soderberg. And no further play. 8:03 to go in the first, no score.
Dan, this has been a back and forth, end-to-end type of first period. Take a look at this golden opportunity for Nicosia. Soderberg able to stand there, make sure that he gets that puck off to the side, gets away from any danger. And he had to make another save.
There's an opportunity there for the junior from West Bloomfield, Michigan, trying to beat another Michigan native in Soderberg from Harrison Township. Wonder what the distance is between those two.
I'm on it.
That one not kept in the zone. Declan Bronte up ice on the left side. Pitches it around the boards into the right wing corner. Will be kept in by Zapata. Zapata takes a hit into the boards by Walker. Stretch pass up ice taken by Bronte. Collins had to tag up for a delayed offside, so the Falcons couldn't regain the zone. Another big hit by the Corsairs. And now Zapata back in the zone. His shot, a nice amount of velocity. Maybe McCallum got a piece of it. Nevertheless, where it didn't go was in the net. Tyler Stewart loses the handle on it. 2-on-2 back the other way. Perhaps a 3-on-2 now. As Zapata trying to get the redirection there. Now Johansson following on. That gets to McCallum eventually. Turns it away with the toe. Johansson rubbed in the boards on the left side. A lot of pressure there. Two Falcons, two Corsairs trying to win this puck. UMass Dartmouth will come away with it. Here's Stewart on the left side. Stewart trying to make the moves. The toe drag is denied by Mateo Orme-Lynch. Far side Falcons working their way up ice. Hunter Dunn throws it in towards goal. McCallum will stick it into the left wing corner. Cade Hanley, he's the captain of this Corsair side. They've got four alternates, but Hanley's the only one with the letter C. Now left side shot by Mania is held by Soderberg.
So from West Bloomfield Township to Harrison Township is about a 45-minute drive. It's 38 miles. They could both be described as outer suburbs of Detroit.
Yeah, basically to the north?
Yes.
Very interesting. One to the northwest, one to the northeast, if I'm reading your phone correctly.
You are indeed. Harrison Township is right on Lake St. Clair.
How about that? That comes out of the zone, and Pecoraro had to put on the brakes because if he'd gone any further, he'd be offside.
That's a pretty big piece of water. I've never heard of Lake St. Clair. There are some greater lakes in the area, though, that may be why you've never heard of it.
Yeah, they get all the attention.
Yeah.
Falcons trying to get out of the zone, but that's kept in by the Corsairs on the right side. Now around to the left wing corner. Falcons will try again. Strong timing by Pecoraro, knocking Mateo Orme-Lynch to the ice with the correct amount of timing. Now Mateo trying to get that stretch pass, goes off his skates. But down Noah Webster. Battle forward to the left side, Webster rubbing Mateo Norme Lynch into the boards. Now UMass Dartmouth skating up 2-on-2 from the right side into the zone. Falcons will take in the corner, move for Alexander Bove. Bove trying to feed Cookson on the right side. He loses his footing. So he skated into the stick of Hunter Scanlon. Now backhand chance whiffed on, and that'll be knocked out of the zone. Falcons will go and retrieve. Shots 8-4 in favor of the Falcons, but there's a turnover, and a shot ricochets off a stick and out of play. 3/4 of this first period have been completed. We have no score. The Falcons out shooting UMass Dartmouth 8-4.
You mentioned Cookson got into it with Hunter Scanlon as he was coming back up the ice. Lane Ruffner had some words for him, and some shoves and some pushes and some grab his stick, and you see a lot of it happening right here, actually.
Officials have been content to let the players play. We've only had one penalty called in this contest thus far. Draw to the left of Soderberg, won by the Falcons. Nick Milhorn, now for Jeremy Millette. The left side of Rennick, his shot is behind the net. Sayers picking up on the right side to the left side as Brandon Clark's shot is punched aside with authority by Soderberg, and another centering chance is poked away and up ice. Potential assist if Rennick were to score here in this moment. So Rennick goes to Johansson off a Corsair stick. Now Milhorn turns around and shoots. McCallum makes the save. Would have been no assist there if Milhorn had scored on that. Now from the left point, Halbig will go around the boards, try to find Milhorn again, another Michigan native from the community of Brownstown. Rennick now pinned against the boards. Falcons will get that free. Scanlon also joining in on the pinning. Behind the net, Hank McDonough is there, holding Nicholas Milhorn at bay. A lot of board battles in the early going of this contest. Under 4 to go in the first. Another push there, and now a centering feed. Maybe Millette trying to see if he can get a redirection off the stick of Sammy Rennick, and now we have another puck battle on the left side boards. Finally sprung free to UMass Dartmouth. Kevin Johnston will loft it into the left wing corner, and the Corsairs say, let's get some fresh legs on the ice.
In case you're wondering, Brownstown is another Detroit suburb, but it's more to the southwest.
Yep, the other side of Detroit.
Just north of Flat Rock.
And we'll have a delayed offside against the Falcons with 3:22 to go in the first. A lot of fun learning about Michigan geography in this first period.
Oh yeah, did you know there's a town in Michigan called Trenton?
Really?
Yeah, it's just southeast of Brownstown.
No wonder. Tyler Stewart able to win this puck on the left side. Can't get a shot cleanly away, and that will be dumped over the boards. Cleanly out, but no delayed penalty because that is a discretional, optional thing in college hockey. And the puck is actually thrown back onto the ice. We had a puck go out of play in the first game that a Good Samaritan decided to retrieve and return to the officials, and now we have another. Again,
a non-zero amount of dollars that you have saved, presumably the Wallace Civic Center, and by extension, Fitchburg State.
Tommy Madden shot high and wide to the left behind the net. Nowitzki holding on to the puck. Squirts free to the left side. Now Stewart tried to leave it for Madden. Can't handle that puck cleanly. Falcons trying to come back with potential numbers. Weber on for Trent Skaggs. Backhand shot saved by McCallum. Skaggs basically playing the role of a center there as a defenseman, making those moves in on goal. Nolan Watzke throws it in from the left side boards, easily turned aside by Soderberg. Now another chance for Madden, again off target. Out to the right side, Weber getting tied up with Stewart. Can't be cleared out cleanly. Madden throws left side. Some numbers and a chance. Shot by Johnston is gobbled up by Soderberg. 2:25 to go in the first. Shots are tightening up a little bit. 9-7 in favor of the Falcons.
And that save was just essentially a fastball right to the gut. High velocity on that wrist shot. Soderberg was able to handle it, cover up, draw the faceoff.
We haven't mentioned it too much, but these jerseys the Falcons are wearing are also new jerseys this year. New set of white uniforms. Every 4 years you get a new set.
They also look really good.
They do. It's very rare for the Falcons to wear jerseys that don't look good. I'm a little biased, but they generally tend to have very sharp hockey jerseys. The left side, a self-pass. A bad angle shot taken by Blake Hashark. Goes nowhere fast. Here's a rush up ice by Mateo Ormelich. Gains the zone. Tries to move along. Johnston got in the way of that. He puts it off the boards. And kept into the zone, but it is a very obvious hand pass by Andrew Olesen.
He's still doing the, shruggy, I didn't do anything type look, but take a look here at Kevin Johnston. A little bit hobbled coming off the ice.
On a hand pass in college hockey, the faceoff goes one zone back, so thus the faceoff comes outside of the Corsair end. In high school hockey, it goes all the way down to the defensive end, so don't hand pass it. That splits everybody, goes down in the left wing corner of the Falcon end, Declan Bronte. Go to the defense partner and flipped out of the zone, down the ice, settled by Hunter Scanlon. Thrown down the far side boards, and here is Wolleson. Stretched up to the red line. Big hit there on Rennick as Lane Ruffner laid the boom. Ruffner still battling there with Rennick, getting tied up with him. They move to the neutral zone. UMass Dartmouth has been careful to time their hits so that when they do try to lay the boom, the puck is still obtainable, and you're not going to get yourself called for interference. I imagine part of the reason why they have so many penalty minutes is sometimes they get the timing wrong. They also have probably taken maybe way too many misconducts for Coach Eric Nowak's liking. We're in the final minute of the first period with no score. Cookson gets nothing but air on the shots. Bove trying to pick that one up and keep it alive for the Falcons on the right wing corner. A slash there and a lot of heavy stick work by Ruffner. Jack Johansson holds the right point. Through traffic, stopped by McCallum, and he'll hold for a draw.
I don't know if Toivo Kramer was trying to get in position for a deflection, but he got upended as that puck was coming in. Now he's yakking at the referee, wondering why there wasn't a penalty called.
There have been moments and some actions by Corsairs that I think are a bit borderline. The referees for now are letting them play. We've only had one called penalty in this first period of action as that's dumped down the ice off of Johansson's stick, so it won't be icing. Halbig trying to keep control of it with 3 seconds. Corsairs trying to get a very bad angle shot at the last second, but put it behind the net. And the buzzer will sound to complete the first 20 minutes of action here from the Wallace Civic Center in this MassCAC matchup between Fitchburg State and UMass Dartmouth. No score.
It's been a very dynamic, very exciting first period of hockey, Dan. I described it earlier as back and forth, end to end, and that really does seem like the best way to describe it. No team really controlled the majority of the play. There was a moment where the Falcons were on the power play where it looked like they were trying to break the Corsairs down. There was a moment where the Corsairs had the advantage, had a couple breakaway opportunities, but really, I think level footing is about right for that first 20 minutes.
A lot of great opportunities by both teams, but ultimately not a goal to be found in that opening 20 minutes. 0-0 through 20, not really a whole lot more to really add. I do kind of wonder, though, how much of the rough play that UMass Dartmouth's had. Some of these hits I've mentioned, the timing's been good enough for the most part. There have been a couple of hacks and slashes that I feel like could have been called. They weren't. But there may be a period of time where the officials may not be so happy with the discipline of the Corsairs, and they may start to call things. That's something that we'll have to keep our eyes on as the game progresses.
Absolutely. If UMass Dartmouth can keep laying in those big hits when the timing is right, I think eventually it's going to wear down Fitchburg State and give the Corsairs an opportunity to take advantage. But if they get their timing wrong, or if they stay just outside the rule book for just long enough, they could find themselves shorthanded and give Fitchburg State an opportunity to take the lead.
That's all I've got for the first period.
We will step aside for the remainder of the first intermission. It is 0-0 here at the Wallace Civic Center. It is Hockey Night in Fitchburg here on FATV. Back here at the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University. It is Hockey Night in Fitchburg on FATV. I'm John Gugerty, joined as always by Dan Bolak. And Dan, we didn't have any goals in the first period, but it was a very entertaining period of hockey nonetheless.
Great opportunities on both ends, a lot of great hockey, a lot of big hits as well. It was a fun first period of hockey. And we've got some highlights to show you what exactly a first period of hockey looks like between two solid teams.
Good goaltending work on both ends. A great save there by Marshall McCallum. His counterpart, Freddie Soderberg, equal to the task on the other end. Plenty of chances really for both teams, Dan. Neither side was able to get sustained offensive pressure. Fitchburg State had a power play, but we see UMass Dartmouth had a breakaway opportunity there. They had a couple more opportunities with odd-men rushes and that sort of thing. But Soderberg was able to deny them the back of the net just as McCallum denied the Falcons. And we've played 20 minutes of hockey with not a single goal to be found.
The shots 10-7 in favor of the Falcons. It wasn't a completely lopsided period. And this is a UMass Dartmouth team who in two past games against the Falcons this year have scored 11 goals. Now, the Falcons have scored 7 of their own against those Corsairs, so a lot of goals have come to the two games in which these two sides have played. So very interesting that out of 20 minutes, a lot of, not for a lack of trying, but no goals to be found this time around.
And one thing that kind of became a running theme through the first 20 minutes in that first period, you saw a little bit of it at the end of that video package there, is just a little bit of aggressiveness. It might even be, to use an announcer's favorite word, chippy. I would say they're getting chippy down there.
Well, this is interesting. We mentioned this a little bit. UMass Dartmouth is the most penalized team in the MASCAC. 18.75 penalty minutes a game. The Falcons, 8.31 penalty minutes a game, is the least penalty minutes in the MASCAC. Kind of a Saints versus Sinners vibe if you put it in that perspective. UMass Dartmouth definitely playing a hard-edged style of ice hockey today and perhaps throughout this season. I mean, nobody on this team has more than 30 penalty minutes.
No, it's not as though they have one bad apple who spends half of every game in the penalty box and the rest of them are just goody two-skates over there. No. This is a team that plays aggressive, plays hard, plays to or through the whistle, and sometimes plays a little bit outside the rules. Just what they do.
It's going to be interesting to see exactly how the discipline is going to pan out as the game continues. Right now, we've only had one penalty called in this contest, but I do wonder how our New England Women's Hockey Alliance officials will continue to call the game as it continues on. Because there's going to be a breaking point after a match with some of the late hits, some of the hacks and whacks trying to gain the puck that are actually getting pieces of opposition legs. How long that will last before they start to say, okay, you've gone too far.
Falcons have retaken the ice. Corsairs will be joining them momentarily. There they go. Fitchburg State in the white jerseys with the green shorts, trimmed in yellow and green. UMass Dartmouth in the light and dark blue with yellow and white accents. We talked about it a couple times in the first period. It bears mentioning again, an extremely attractive game of hockey. Hockey is a good game to watch, period.
Oh, absolutely it is. The Falcons will be going from right to left in this second period of action. The Corsairs will go from left to right. Marshall McCallum, a junior netminder with 10 saves on the contest, came in with a .316 goals against but a .916 save percentage, which is just, when you have numbers quite like that, it tells you, okay, you face a lot of shots in the game. The other netminder, Graham Burke, 289.33. Yeah, a lot of shots you face in a game.
Second period is underway. Face-off controlled by the Corsairs. Sent in above the net, comes along the near side boards. Played there by Alex Walker. He's hammered into the boards by Christian Halbig. Back out to the far corner, sent back behind the Fitchburg net by Tyler Stewart. Battle in the corner now, Hallbig. Comes along the near side. Ruffner's shot deflected. Goes up and over the net. Walker got his stick on that one. Couldn't go quite where he wanted. Chance for the Falcons. Intercepted, however, by Nolan Wutzke. Would have been a really good chance there for Collins if it had gotten through to him. Sent along the near side boards for Johnston. He's 1-on-3, and we have a whistle. I don't know why.
I'm not 100% sure either.
Okay.
I suspect the Corsairs may have had 6 players on the ice.
Entirely possible. Johnston had just begun his shift.
And considering that Jim LaPointe has put a penalty on the board with no number on there, then that will tell you that there was in fact too many men. When the penalty is against Blake, that means that too many men is on the board. That's what Jim LaPointe does. So therefore, the Falcons will have their second power play of the contest.
Michael Mania will serve it for the Corsairs. It will be the second time today that he's had a one-man steel cage match, I guess. Although it's more of a plexiglass case. Now a short-handed opportunity here for the Corsairs. Shot save made by Soderberg. Battle in the far corner. Johnston in there for the Corsairs, but it's gathered by the Falcons. Sammy Rennick drops it back behind him for Johansson. He's got Elowan Orme-Lynch back there with him. Jack Johansson will skate it out of the zone. Along the near side boards for Rennick. Pass looking the other way, couldn't be completed. Comes along the near side boards, back to Johansson. He grabs it at center ice. Johansson from the blue line finds Rennick. Battling in the corner with McDonough. Now back out to Johansson. Toivo Kramer's shot save made by McCallum.
Some nice opportunities early on in this power play for the Falcons. Still 63 seconds to go on the man advantage. Faceoff will come to the left side of McCallum, won by the green and gold. Come back to Hallbig at the point, now on the right side. Beauvais holding on to it, shot save, rebound, scores! Beauvais shot stopped by McCallum, the dreaded 1-foot rebound to a Falcon waiting on the left side of the paint. 18:02 to go in the second, a power play goal opens the scoring for Fitchburg.
Jeremy Millette had the rebound come right to his stick. He swung and missed, but had enough time, Dan, to get a second chance at it, and he didn't miss twice. Take another look. The shot by Beauvais, the initial rebound Millette is unable to capitalize on, but he puts home the second chance, makes it 1-0 Fitchburg. Now a shot in on Soderberg. He covers that up. We'll get another face-off, this time in the Fitchburg end. Draw battled for along the near side. Played back behind the Falcon net. Centering pass intercepted. Unable to get to Weber. Finally flipping it out is Jackson Collins. Chance for the Falcon defenders to breathe. But here come the Corsairs again. This is Wutzke. He's got Webster behind him. Wutzke's losing the handle though. Weber's able to get it out of the zone for the Falcons. Chris Zapata sends it along. Intercepted by Weber. Weber almost made an opportunity for himself out of nothing. Couldn't get the shot off. Back out to him at the blue line. He'll go 1-on-2. Zapata crashing in with him. Nothing comes of it. Weber and Zapata will change. Johnston now. Across the red line into the Falcon end. Andrew Wolozin has it. He sends it cross ice for Declan Bronte. Bronte at center ice. Along the near side boards for Hunter Dunn. Dunn sends it in. Eloan Orme-Lynch will give chase. Good forechecking by the Falcons, applying the pressure, but the Corsairs are able to get it out of the zone. Johnston into the offensive end, takes a shot. Might have gotten a deflection as it came in on Soderberg, lost a lot of velocity. Which is not usually what happens with vulcanized rubber on ice. Battle in the far side boards, players toppling over one another. A massive bodies and a puck under there somewhere. Gets behind the Corsair net. Thought about the shot, pass instead, shot from the point, save made by McCallum, and we'll get a face-off.
Assistant number 17, Mateo Lynch, and number 20, Christian Howard.
Mateo Orme-Lynch, and I did not hear the other one, but Mateo Orme-Lynch at least gets credit for an assist on the Falcon goal. Draw comes back toward the Fitchburg end. Grabbed there by Halbig. Tries to play it off the boards, unsuccessfully, however. Chance now for the Corsairs. Back behind the net is Finlayson to Ruffner. Tried to get it back to Finlayson, but unsuccessfully so. His pass was intercepted by Bove. Gets it ahead to Toivo Kramer. Kramer from the face-off circle. Shot save made by McCallum. Good stop there with the left blocker. Kramer now ahead to Bove. Bove's got Jack Johansson with him, turns around, shot instead, that's blocked. Now goes back to Johansson, he loses the handle at the point. Falcons are offside, and they didn't know it, so that leads to a whistle.
Alexander Bove had the other assist there on the goal from Jeremy Millette, his 5th of the season.
Thank you, Dan.
1:58 gone, and now 15:32 to go in the second period. 14-9, the shots are in favor of the Falcons in this period, 4-2. And the Falcons have the lone goal in this game.
Chance for the Corsairs off the faceoff, gaining the zone. Shot save made by Soderberg. Kick save with the left leg. Now Jeremy Millette ahead to Sammy Rennick. Rennick gains the blue line. Tries to spin-a-rama, loses the handle, however. Good job spinning, but you couldn't handle the rubber. And it's a chance now for UMass Dartmouth going the other way. Cross-ice pass goes all the way down. No icing as it was played in midair. Now along the far side boards, Millette is able to clear, but the Corsairs regather, and they'll load up, try again. Dumped right into the lap of Trenton Skaggs. He gets rid of it. Picked up for UMass Dartmouth by Noah Webster. Webster will go back for pick. Back to Webster now. Sykes had it for a moment, but he leaves it off for Watzke. Watzke skating in, takes a shot, bad angle, goes over the corner of the net. Didn't trouble Soderberg at all. Battle along the far side boards. Now Skaggs will take it. Looked like he was going to go behind the Fitchburg net. He reversed direction. Watzke's without a helmet, and I think there may have been violence involved in that. It's a referee skating in with his hand up, too. Another indicator.
Well, the player safety thing, though, is if a player loses their helmet, they are going to stop play immediately. And they will rule Trent Skaggs was definitely responsible for that loss of helmet. UMass Dartmouth will get their first power play of the contest.
We saw the replay. He was very much responsible. Oh yeah, you cannot do that, Mr. Skaggs, sir. No, don't do that. So Skaggs will spend 2 minutes in the detention dungeon. We'll get a face-off in the Falcon end. Oliver Cookson is ejected from the face-off. Hunter Dunn will take it instead. And Dunn wins it for the Falcons to Cookson. Cookson to the red line. He's got Dunn with him. Shorthanded opportunity for Fitchburg State. They'd love to get another goal here, make it a 2-0 lead, or at the very least kill off a little bit of time. But Dunn loses the handle, is dispossessed, and he will wisely fall back on defense. Pecoraro sends it in. Corsairs were offside. They have to go all the way back to tag up. Fitchburg State is in no hurry to let them do that. It's a shot, actually, all the way in on McCallum. Just trying to get rid of the puck, put it in the vague direction of the Corsair net, put it right on target.
Corsairs 27% on the power play, 13th in the nation coming into today. Meanwhile, Fitchburg State about 79% on the kill. So three shorthanded goals on the season, too, scored by the Falcons, all of them in the last 2 games.
Pressure applied by Dunn. Halbig lays a big hit. Comes back out to Pecoraro. He sends it forward. Now back to Pecoraro. No, went through him. Shot save made by Soderberg. Back out to the blue line, and it bounces off the stick of Stewart. Corsairs will have to reset. They do so. 45 seconds left on the man advantage. 13 minutes in this second period. 1-0 Fitchburg State. Stewart putting on a lovely skating exhibition. Perhaps he'll do something related to hockey soon. Sends it along the boards behind the net. Comes right back to him. Now Pecoraro. Centering pass deflected. Cleared by Halbig. All the way down, McAuliffe will play it up to the blue line. I think he was trying to make a pass, but half his team is changing. Just succeeded in killing off 5 more seconds of that power play. Zapata sends it all the way down. McAuliffe will play it behind the net this time. 12 seconds on the man advantage for the Falcons. One more chance maybe for UMass Dartmouth with the 5-on-4 if they hurry. Good defense, however, by the Falcons. They're able to clear the zone. That'll kill the penalty. We are back to 5-on-5 as Skaggs is released from the box. Played all the way in illegally so. We'll get icing. Now Fitchburg State, having killed off that man advantage, as an offensive zone faceoff.
I want to remind you today's game on FATV. Our underwriters for all our remote productions, Minuteman Press, Roll Stone Bank and Trust, All One Credit Union, Unitil, Acme Carpet One, and the Sentinel and Enterprise. We thank them for all their assistance.
Face-off won by the Falcons. Comes out to the point, shot, kicked away. I think it took a deflection on the way in. Back behind the Corsair net. Now cleared out by UMass Dartmouth. This is Johnston 1-on-2. He takes a shot just over the glove of Soderberg. Wouldn't have gone in the net if Soderberg wasn't even there. Kept in the zone well at the blue line. Johnston gives chase behind the Fitchburg net. Wolozin gets it along for Imala. Now back down the other way. Will be played there by Scanlon. Scanlon off the boards along the near side. Wolozin grabs it at the face-off circle. Shot takes a deflection, comes in. And McAuliffe will just kind of kneel there and hold it until a whistle blows. I wouldn't say cover up, but that's not really what happened.
Yeah, just popped in right on goal, and it's a little worrying for a goaltender to see a puck bouncing down towards you like that. You don't know what direction it's going to hop next.
You just kind of sit there with a puck on your lap like, what do I do with this? Do I move? I think I don't move. It's almost like a cat in that way. Sykes gains the blue line, takes a shot. Soderberg makes the save and holds on to it. Draw will come in the Fitchburg end. 11:21 to play here, second period. Shots on goal unofficially now 16-13 in favor of Fitchburg State.
Falcons, by the way, 8-2 when they have the first strike. UMass Dartmouth is 4-5 when they concede first. UMass Dartmouth is 4-3 when they get the first goal. So 4 wins either way. Doesn't really make a difference to them.
Sammy Rennick takes a shot, save made by McAuliffe. Dangerous rebound, controlled by the Corsairs. Battle in the corner. Flicked out by UMass Dartmouth. And this will be icing. Isaiah McKinney took a swing at it for Fitchburg State, but didn't make contact. Winds up benefiting the Falcons.
Also another one of those statistical things. Through 20 minutes, these teams were tied. Falcons 5-4 when level after 20. UMass Dartmouth is 4-4 when level after 20. So again, another one of those, you can't really claim anything from that.
Nope. Face-off comes to McAuliffe's right. Kept in well by Beauvais. He flicks it back behind the Corsair net. Toivo Kramer gives chase. Now back along the near side boards. Skaggs holds at the blue line. He fires. McAuliffe might have gotten a glove on that. It trickles into the corner again. Kramer and Cookson in there. Cookson loses his blade. Related, the Corsairs have the puck. UMass Dartmouth finally able to clear. Sent right back in by Skaggs. Falcons will tag up and try to forecheck. Stick handled well, and now a chance for UMass Dartmouth coming the other way. This is Mania. He loses the handle. Skaggs pokes him. It's very appropriate that Mania wears number 17, given that 17 was probably the best WrestleMania.
Is that the one in the Astrodome?
I think so, yeah. Houston, rocking Stone Cold Steve Austin. Austin turned heel. Good show. Very good show. Backhand chance at a save made by Soderbergh. Kevin Johnston had an opportunity there. Not quite able to put it home. Plus you had a TLC match. You had Triple H versus The Undertaker. Man, I got to watch me some WrestleMania 17. It was a good show.
I believe it also took place during that brief time when I was a kid that I did actually like WWE wrestling.
There you go. Elbow on Orme Lynch, unable to get out of the zone. Kept back in. Comes to Halbig. Now the Falcons are able to get rid of it. Dunn gives chase. But they'll rule icing. We'll come all the way back down to it again.
Didn't really have a clear winner on that race, and when there's no clear winner, then it goes to the defense. I mean, I could not say from this angle that Hunter Dunn was ahead of the defender for UMass Dartmouth, so that's the right call.
Yeah, it was head-to-head. Another face-off will come to the right of Freddie Soderbergh, just past the halfway point in this second period, which of course means we're just past the halfway point in regulation. 1-0 Fitchburg. Controlling it now for UMass Dartmouth is Pecoraro. He sends it cross ice for Webster. Ahead to Stewart. Stewart's got Walker with him. He has it poked away from it. Back behind the net for Walker. Grabbed by the Falcons. Hunter Dunn gets rid of it. He sends it ahead to Mateo Orme Lynch. 3-on-2 for Fitchburg State if they hurry. Mateo takes a shot. Save made. Rebound unable to be handled by Johansson. Back to Halbig at the point. His shot is blocked. Wild bounce into the Fitchburg end. Mateo Orme Lynch. Cross ice pass for Hunter Dunn. Dunn looks, fires off the blocker and the iron. Comes to the near side boards. That was a decent save by McCallum, but he wound up needing assistance from the net nonetheless. Played along the near side now by Clark. Sends it cross ice. Will be grabbed there for the Falcons by Bronte. Cross ice finds Wolozin. Wolozin was trying to get it ahead, briefly intercepted. Weber regains, however. Now Zapata has a chance. Zapata with Collins. Zapata's shot, save made by McCallum, and he'll cover up, and some dinner reservations being exchanged. It's fine. Ruffner wants to go to Slattery's. Jackson Collins wants to go to the 99. You know how it is.
There's so many different options here in Fitchburg as well.
That's right.
I wonder what options they have down in Dartmouth for dining.
Probably not Slattery's, so, you know, you should do that one. It's the unique favorite.
Yeah, definitely not that one.
Chris Zapata getting scolded as he perhaps just playfully whacks Brandon Clark's stick away from him, but you can't do that. Wolozin takes the shot off the faceoff, kicked away by McCallum. Played along the near side boards, players toppling over one another. Whistle blows. Jackson Collins was down on all fours on the boards. He was one of the aggressors, kind of lost his own footing, I think.
I think that was one of those interesting circumstances where the player fell in on the puck and they just immediately decided to blow the whistle because they want to make sure that player who fell in is okay. And it's like at that juncture, it's like maybe a little bit wild to let them continue to play on in that circumstance. Very rare that you see a whistle that quick, but it was for the right reasons.
Falcons needed to tag up. Corsairs are able to clear the zone. Clark sends it off to McDonough. McDonough's pass intercepted by Bronte. Steered in by Collins as his last act before he changes. Fitchburg State brings 3 new skaters onto the ice. Easy, as all things are, for me to say. Skaggs ahead for Rennick. Lost to the handle, comes along the near side boards now. Grabbed again by Rennick. He'll skate in 1-on-3. Looking for help, not really finding it. Tries to go behind the net, has it poked away from him. Skaggs will give chase in the near corner. Poked away from him, however, comes out to Tommy Madden. Madden gets rid of it to cross ice for Clark. Clark gains the blue line, sets, fires, save made by Soderberg. Whacked away from him. Freddie Soderberg lost his stick. Now he picks it up. Wraparound opportunity, doesn't take it. Shot goes wide to the left from Nicosia. Millette gives chase for the Falcons. Big hit leveled by Dunn. Excuse me, that was Hunter Skaggs who delivered the forecheck. Fitchburg State able to clear it out. Isaiah McKinney back now behind the Corsair net. Grabbed by Madden, he sends it cross ice. Advancing is Pecoraro, sent in by Sykes. Comes in on Soderberg, and he covers up. 6:18 to play here in this second period. Still 1-0 in favor of Fitchburg, Dan. Back and forth we go. Neither team really able to grab the advantage.
Some nice opportunities here and there, just nothing consistent coming. Interesting thing for UMass Dartmouth, no proper seniors on this roster. They have one player in Mania listed as a 5th year, and Cade Hanley, the captain, is a graduate student, but nobody is listed just as a senior. But it means this UMass Dartmouth team is only losing 2 players to graduation at season's end. So most of these players should be back next year.
Johnston couldn't get rid of it, kept in the zone. Beauvais back behind the net. Support comes in the form of Toivo Kramer. 2 Falcons, 2 Corsairs. Somewhere in there is a very important piece of rubber. Squirts free and is taken out by UMass Dartmouth. 2-on-2 opportunity for them. Mania had Johnston with him. Now Beauvais. Kramer wanted it. Beauvais just thinks not. Gives it for Cookson instead. Cookson tries a shot, but it's blocked. Kept in at the blue line by Johansson. Forward to Kramer. Halbig was calling for it. Kramer thought better. Kramer turnaround shot from the blue line goes wide. Be played along the near side boards for the Corsairs by Cade Hanley. Watsky knocks it in. Chased along the far side by McDonough, but grabbed by Fitchburg State. Here comes Eloan Orme-Lynch. He runs pretty much straight into Alex Walker. Walker emerges the victor. Puck squirts in on Soderberg, and Freddie will cover up. 4:57 to play here, second period. Shots on goal unofficially, 21-15. Fitchburg State with the lead in that department. Watsky and Eloan Orme-Lynch will face off. Watsky the winner. Hanley's shot takes a deflection. Got blocked coming in, never got further than the face-off circle. Dunn ahead for Mateo Orme-Lynch. Mateo looking for Eloan. Goes instead to the other side. Now back behind the net. Loose puck grabbed by the Corsairs, but only momentarily. Eloan Orme-Lynch gets it to try to wrap around. Actually, couldn't quite get it there. Hunter Dunn had a chance to shoot, decided not to. Falcons will reset. Now Wolozin back behind the net, off the back of the net for Eloan Orme-Lynch. Out to the blue line for Bronte, but sent back in. Centering pass for Eloan Orme-Lynch. Shot, save, dangerous rebound, score! Eloan Orme-Lynch was denied on the first chance, but stayed there, got the rebound, and he makes it 2-0 Fitchburg State.
What I love from the beginning of the play was the sharpness by the Falcon in the right wing corner, holding on to the puck for just a moment, waiting for everyone to pass. Found Eloan in the slot. The initial save made by McCallum, but it comes back out to Eloan Orme-Lynch, who follows up from the left side. And he's got his 5th goal of the season. Falcons lead 2-0.
And one thing we saw on the replay, Dan, that puck came to Eloan Orme-Lynch in part because of what it was either, depending on your perspective, a fortunate bounce or a subtle little kick off the skate of Mateo Orme-Lynch.
That's fine either way, as long as it's not kicked directly into the net, it's all right. I would say if it was in fact kicked off of Mateo Orme-Lynch, well, he should get an assist for that.
He should. Chance now for Fitchburg coming the other way. Zapata. Zapata's shot, save made by McCallum. Along the near side boards, under 4 minutes to play here, second period. We get a whistle. I think UMass Dartmouth's fans wanted a penalty.
I can tell you from the power of reading the live stats that Mateo Ormelich will in fact get an assist on that. Jack Johansson will get the other assist on the goal by Eloan Ormelich, get his 5th of the campaign, the sophomore from Courbevoie, France.
Faceoff comes in the Fitchburg end to the left side of Soderberg. Kept in at the blue line momentarily, but losing the handle. Jeremy Millet's able to get it across. He was looking for Rennick, not quite there. Now a chance for UMass Dartmouth coming the other way. Shot goes wide off the stick of Ethan Finlayson. Fitchburg State will take it the other way. Milhorn unable to grab it. UMass Dartmouth will take it back their way. Sykes didn't decide to shoot, spins around. His cross-ice pass finds Webster. Webster wanted to shoot, but there was a great defensive body in front of him. Skaggs was there to block it. Falcons are able to clear the zone. Just under 3 minutes now left to play here in the second period. Rennick skates in. Lost the puck momentarily, couldn't get a shot off. Milhorn will come to assist. Rennick still fighting for it. Gets it loose to Millet. Back out to Johansson, to Hallbig. His shot is blocked. And skating it right back out of the zone is the blocker, Noah Webster. Webster beats Hallbig. Comes back, centering pass, bad angle shot, hits the back of the net, but from the wrong direction. Johansson to Milhorn, to Millet.
Assist to number 17, Mateo, 18, Jack Johansson.
It is indeed Mateo Ormelich and Jack Johansson who get the assists as UMass Dartmouth gets a goal. Beautiful backhand opportunity. And it's Blake Kashark who leads the handshake line. Freshman from Lockport, Illinois. Had that one come to him on the backhand and was able to beat Soderberg glove side, make it 2-1. We'll take another look at the goal.
A little bit there, Soderberg was scrambling, trying to get from end to end. And it went right out to Kashark, who was able to follow on and put the loose puck into the net. For Kashark, that's going to be his first career goal. The freshman from Lockport, Illinois, makes it 2-1.
Hunter Scanlon, menaced by Nick Weber. He'll play it off the boards, out of the zone. Falcons will dump it back in, but they need to tag up. Cleared out of the zone all the way down the ice, and that will indeed be icing. 99 seconds to play here in period number 2.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Noah Webster of the Corsairs. If you are a local FATV fan in True, you may know that this is not the first time Noah Webster has appeared on FATV, because 3 years ago for Hockey Day in the Berg, the middle game was the Milton Academy against the Pomfret School, and Noah Webster was playing for the Griffins of Pomfret that day here at the Civic Center. So he's been to this rink before, he's been on FATV before. But now he gets to play here at the college level, and now I can add another player to the list of players who I called when they were in high school playing college.
Noah Webster also has a line in dictionaries, I believe. Toivo Kramer's shot goes wide. Great chance there for him. Cookson spins around, his shot goes just wide. Back to Bove, 1:11 to play here in the second period. Kramer looking for Cookson. Now comes back the other way for Skaggs. His shot save made by McCallum. Jim Point calls 1 minute to play as Walker gains the zone. Leaves it off for Stewart. Stewart's shot save made by Soderberg. Off the glass along the far side boards. Hunter Dunn able to clear out to center ice. Sent back right in. Wutzke was trying a centering pass, but Wolison deflected it. Wound up going in on Soderberg. Played back behind the net. Alex Walker battling with Bove. Each player with a little bit of support. The referee says, come on guys, don't cover up the puck like that. I gotta see the dang thing. We'll get a face-off.
That goal with 2:13 to go in the second period. Kashark's first collegiate goal, assists going to Michael Mania, his second assist of the season, and Kevin Johnston, who picks up his 6th. 2 New Jersey natives assisting on the goal from the Illinois native.
Shot blocked, winds up going behind the net. Skaggs plays it very high off the boards. Kept in, however, by Webster. Webster's shot save made by Soderberg, unable to control it. Battle in the corner, 15 seconds left in the period. Bad angle shot saved by Soderberg. Back out to Webster. Gets to Pecoraro. He faked the shot, deflected barely outside the corner. 5 seconds left. Corsairs desperately trying to change or tie this game. Mateo Orme-Lynch, however, says no more of that nonsense. He will skate out the final few seconds. Well, we had a very exciting back and forth first period of action with no goals scored. The second period, Dan, just as exciting, just as back and forth, but 3 times the puck finds the back of the net. We go to the lockers, Fitchburg State leading 2-1.
Absolutely, far more action in this period. Shots in the first period were 10-7 in favor of the Falcons. This second period, how about 16-13? 29 shots on target in this second period of action. 3 goals to be found. Jeremy Millette and Elowan Orme-Lynch for the Falcons, and Blake Cashark with his first collegiate goal. Ooh, makes it a 2-1 hockey game through 40 minutes, and yeah, a lot more opportunities, a lot more great chances, and a lot more excitement to come.
And honestly, it's a game that's a little bit hard to describe because neither team feels like they have the advantage. It's just back and forth, up and down, chance at this end, chance at that end, shot, save, up we go. Here's a breakaway, nope, the other way, 2-on-1, 1-on-2. I'm gonna beat this guy. No, I'm not gonna beat this guy. I'm gonna pass to him. It's not stopping, it's free flowing, it's exciting, fun hockey. Say something, David.
You summed it all up, really. I don't know how much else to add. But that is exactly encapsulating what that second period of hockey brought. And if that's what the second period is between these two teams, you won't want to miss the third period.
It has been a tremendously fun game to watch and to call. I hope you folks at home are having nearly as much fun as we are. Come on back for the third period. We still have at least 20 more minutes to go. It is Hockey Night in Fitchburg here on FATV. Back here at the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University. 2-1 is our score. Fitchburg State leading UMass Dartmouth here on Hockey Night in Fitchburg on FATV. I'm John Gergety, joined as always by Dan Bullock. And Dan, it was a very exciting second period here from the Civic Center.
Absolutely, a whole lot of action. 29 shots on target, 3 goals in that period. Here are some of the highlights. Some in some fast motion, some in some slow motion. A lot of shots and chances early on in the frame. And there's the first goal on the rebound after the initial shot by Beauvais. It was put home by Jeremy Millette. That made it 1-0 to the Falcons. There's a big hit laid out there. UMass Dartmouth had a couple more chances. But Freddie Soderberg playing strong. He's obviously not had the best of performances the first 2 times playing UMass Dartmouth, conceding 5 and 6 goals. But tonight he's been sharp, making 19 saves.
Chance there by the Corsairs. Some big hits again, that one delivered to Oliver Cookson. You see there was the juicy rebound, the kick pass from Mateo Orme-Lynch to Elowan Orme-Lynch.
That made it 2-0. But UMass Dartmouth wouldn't go away, and Blake Cashark got his first collegiate goal. The freshman from Lockport, Illinois, was able to get on the board. He got Soderberg scrambling. That made it 2-1. And then late in the period, UMass Dartmouth sparked a little bit, had a number of chances late. Had the Falcons scrambling and reeling a little bit, but ultimately they were able to get through the rest of the period unscathed. They carry a 2-1 lead through 40 minutes of play. This year, after 40, They are 6-1 when they hold the lead. For UMass Dartmouth, they have a record of 1-5. I joked a couple of the period-by-period breakdowns don't translate so well, but that one definitely does.
It bodes well for Fitchburg and ill for UMass Dartmouth, as you would expect, really.
Well, one thing I think I have to double check is that one loss for Fitchburg State when leading after 40, that one win for UMass Dartmouth when trailing after 40, that might have been the first meeting. I'm going to double check that very quickly, at least to see if I might be right thinking about that.
While you do that, I will share, as if it is my own thought, even though it was your thought, a true fact about the vagaries of hockey. Although this is the third meeting between these two teams, and UMass Dartmouth has emerged victorious in 2 of them, if Fitchburg State holds on, if 2-1 is our final score, or if the Falcons win in regulation in any way, they will have the tiebreaker over UMass Dartmouth.
That is correct, because the Falcons will have taken 4 out of a possible 6 points in conference play, because that second game at the Codfish Bowl was a non-conference conference game. It does not count towards the tiebreaker, because it's only the games that are in regular conference play that matter towards the tiebreaker. And I did actually double check that first meeting back at Hetland Arena was the one time that the Falcons lost leading after 20, leading after 40, and the Corsairs won trailing after 40.
So both teams know that just because Fitchburg is winning now doesn't mean that's the way it has to be. You think they will both keep that in mind as we get into this third period?
Falcons going left to right in the home whites. UMass Dartmouth in the alternate blues going right to left. This will be dumped down the ice, and it will go for icing with 49 seconds gone.
And it gives us a chance to once again thank our underwriters. FATV's Remote Productions are underwritten by Minuteman Press, Rollstone Bank and Trust, All One Credit Union, Unitil, Acme Carpet One, and the Sentinel and Enterprise. As always, we thank them for their support.
Draw will come to the left of Soderberg. Falcons will win the draw. Move it around the boards to the far side. Only kept it at the right point by Webster. A shot towards goal is cut down in the slot. Cleared out to center. Brendan Pecoraro trips over the red line. Gets back to his skates. Nobody was around him, so it's all right. The Brunswick native Noah Webster passes it up ice. Taken by Jack Johansson. Now he'll take it back from Johansson. Webster up the left side. His shot is deflected out of play off the stick of Freddie Soderberg.
Puck went high up into the netting. It's always a bit of a treat, Dan, when you see folks who are taking in the game from the heated seating area behind the left side boards here. When you see them do a double take, even though the puck has netting and some very thick glass before it gets to them, it's amusing.
You always see something like that too at baseball parks when you're sitting behind the bench. There's a 95-mile-an-hour fouled off ball coming right at you, but there are layers of safety back there.
That's true.
Same thing applies here. Corsairs on the near side, lost a handle on it. It's Michael Mania, listed as a 5th year. The pandemic wreaking a little bit of havoc there with the eligibility and the like. Sent all the way down the ice and will go for icing.
WrestleMania 5 was nowhere near as good a show as WrestleMania 17.
I'd have to take your word for that one, though.
It was not good. It was bad times. Those double-digit WrestleManias, you are really stretching for anything good.
It was the early days, I guess.
That's true. Also, Hulk Hogan was on top, so, you know.
Yeah. Face off to the right of Marshall McCallum. He's made 24 saves in this contest. He got the victory against Fitchburg State back at the Codfish Bowl as that one shot in from the right point by McKinney and patted aside by McCallum. 43 saves in all, in fact. Here's Cooks on the left side. Can't find Bove. Corsair went down to the ice to block that chance. Now Cade Hanley into the zone. Lost the handle on it, is trying to get past the blue line. Has to reset and regroup, and the Corsairs will change the lines. Falcons will make it up from the near side. Cooks it from the red line. Tommy Madden, the extra skater for the Corsairs, getting in the way of that. Moved along the near side. There's Connor Little. Thrown in towards goal. Soderberg will glove that down. Nobody anywhere near him, so he has to play it on. Stretched up far side. Here's Rennick. Sean, a big rebound off the pad of McCallum, but no Falcons there to follow on. Here is Millette. Millette trying to flick it out in front for Rennick. Rennick can't get his stick to the puck. Still battling there. There's 3 Corsairs giving him the business. Not a 15-yard penalty, though, in this sport.
Well, we're not playing football.
We're not repeating the down either.
That's true.
Corsairs on the far side. Brandon Clark. He's got one of those alternate captain's patches. Corsairs gave 4 of those out at the beginning of the season. They gave the 1C to Kate Hanley. Milhorn stretched up for Millette. Maybe was looking for Rennick, but Millette's stick got it first. Sent down the ice, deflected on the way, so icing will not be given. So flick on, it comes back to Brandon Pecoraro. He had the winning goal the first time these two teams met. Pass off for Webster. Back for Pecoraro. He'll skate it up the right side. Pecoraro into the zone. His shot just offline. Had the right height, just did not have the right accuracy. They're done on the far side. The former Hopedale Blue Raider moving it along. Eloan Orme Lynch drops off for Mateo. Mateo takes the shot and it's deflected into the left wing corner, just barely stays in. Flung from the left point. That one blocked. It's off the stick of Christian Albing. Webster tries to regain the zone. Falcons send it right back down the ice. Was tipped on the way, so icing not given. 15:27 to go, third period. Falcons lead 2-1. Sticked down in the neutral zone by Alex Walker. In and out it goes. Hanley blasts it back into the zone. Soderberg thought about playing behind, but he saw Halbig was close enough and didn't need to make a play on there. Tyler Stewart can't keep it in the zone. And UMass Dartmouth spits it back into the Falcon end. On the far side, Weber looks for Halbig. He'll pick it up behind the net, doubles back to the far side. Weber can't get a stick on that one, but that's gonna get just wide of the cage. That almost looked like it was going on target. That would have washed out the icing, but not so this time.
Caleb kept a very close eye on that puck as it was coming all the way down. He knew exactly where his crease was. He did the quick trigonometry, realized, nope, that's not coming this way. And away it goes.
Draw will come to the right of Freddie Soderberg. He has made 20 saves in this contest. That shot deflects high over the net. Now thrown back towards goal. But wide of the cage, down the ice, back into the Corsair end. McCallum with just a brief touch on, but leaves it for Nolan Wutzke. Now on the far side. Here's Wutzke again. He's got Stewart to his left. Wutzke's shot is wide. Now Stewart. Touches it along. Trent Skaggs going to get there for the Falcons. Out of the zone, down the ice. Falcons will change up a little bit of personnel. Quick touches here. Here's Wutzke. His shot whistles off the mark. Beauvais will have it in the right wing corner. Try to backhand it out. Gloved down by UMass Dartmouth. Stewart practically playing as a defenseman there to glove that down. Now he regains the zone. 23 points coming to tonight. No Corsairs got more than that. On the left wing corner, Michael Mania battling with Alexander Beauvais. Isaiah McKinney will come out the beneficiary. Now a stretch pass up the left side, a shot saved by McCallum, and no rebound. Great chance by Toivo Kramer. He's had a few really good shots tonight, but has not been able to find the back of the net. Kramer a little snake bit this year, just one goal for the economic major.
Take another look at this chance for Toivo Kramer in just a second here. Tell you that after the play, Tommy Madden and Oliver Cookson were exchanging pleasantries, you could say. Maybe they were getting in on the whole Slattery's V99 discussion.
Back to the neutral zone, McKinney goes D to D. Pass up ice, trying to settle it down is Kramer into the zone. Pass it left side, shot wide. McKinney will Stopped it with his left skate, tried to backhand it off the boards, overcooked it a little bit and put it into the stands out of play. 13:21 to go in the third. Falcons 2, Corsairs 1.
Of course, anytime there's a puck over the boards, especially in that near corner on the right side, I'm contractually obligated at this point to tell the story of the time a loose puck came whistling in and smacked into my camera case. It was fun times. I think I still have that puck somewhere.
Whistling into the right side, out of the reach of 3 different Falcons, then try to throw it back towards goal. Nekosia can't get his stick on it. Falcons trying to clear it, kept in by Little, throws to the right wing corner. Now behind the net, Clark, centered, but Milhorn took it instead. Can't be cleared out of the zone, shot on save. Soderberg had trouble with the rebound. UMass Dartmouth couldn't push the issue.
Vincent Nekosia was right there, just not able to settle down that loose puck enough. Now a chance for the Falcons.
Shot by Reddick as he was creating a break towards goal, but Marshall McCallum will make his 28th save instead.
Both goaltenders, Dan, have been very impressive today. So we take another look at this shot by Rennick. McCallum just closes down on it very well. Doesn't let it drop until he's sure there's no danger, and then covers up right away to draw the faceoff.
Last year, McCallum got a number of starts in the middle of the season after an injury to Daniel Davidson. He played all right during that stretch, but when Davidson was healthy and fit to play, he regained the net. Of course, Davidson was in his last year of eligibility and obviously was going to take it as long as he could. There's a lot of discombobulation going on, and the Corsairs offside too, as Mateo Orme-Lynch got tangled up with Doug Doran. And because their wrestling ended up going beyond the blue line, it meant the Corsairs couldn't gain the zone.
Doran performed what I can only describe as a crucifix bomb on Mateo Orme-Lynch.
Have I mentioned the officials are letting them play tonight?
Just a little bit.
We only have 3 penalties called in this contest. And considering that one of these teams is the second most penalized team in the nation, a little bit of a surprise. This might be a season low for penalty minutes for UMass Dartmouth. They've only been in the box twice. One of those was just because they had too many guys on the ice.
Which, as we all know, is the silliest penalty.
That hits a Falcon Smith on the bench and will get a stoppage of play. 11-12 to go, third period, 2-1 Falcons.
While we have a moment, we want to thank our crew doing a tremendous job. As always, our director today is Isaiah Manuel. Travis Falk is in the truck as well. Our technical supervisor running audio and graphics as well. Todd Govan on the replay, and our camera operators include Henry Christensen, Alex Fabrile, Tyler Sargent, and Robin Como. Thank you so much to them for all the work that they have been doing.
And many of those folks working their second game today. We had the hockey game that was here before this one here at the Civic Center. A rousing high school hockey game between Montytech Fitchburg and Worcester that ended with a 6-3 win to Montytech Fitchburg. Nick Weber on the left side. So he received the pass from Chris Zapata. Weber drops off left side. Trenton Skaggs puts it through the paint, comes out the other side. Tyler Stewart will throw it off the boards. Official has to put his hands up to cover his face. And now a Falcon needlessly tripped will result in a power play or goal for the Falcons. One or the other. It will be a power play.
It's going to be Brendan Pecoraro who gets sent to the box stand. He was playing without his stick. His stick had snapped around the blue line. He was right in front of the Corsair net. He was just playing defense, running some interference, and I think they're going to send him to the box for that. He's gotten a new stick.
Now the thing is, if you are stickless, you can push and rabble-rouse guys with your free hands. The thing is, the puck's got to be somewhere near them to be able to do that.
Yeah, no, that wasn't the case there. He was just hitting guys, honestly.
Interference is indeed the call. As the Falcons got into the slot, but couldn't get a shot cleanly away. And sent down the ice. Falcons 1 for 2 on the man advantage today. 16% power play coming into tonight. The Corsairs an 83% kill. Here is Eloan Orme-Lynch. He's got what currently stands as the winning goal right now. Goes to the left side. Try to feed into the slot. That was Rennick, but a lot of blue shirts in the way. Milhorn on the right side, Toivo Kramer. Falcons with 4 forwards on this first line power play. Jack Johansson's the lone defenseman. Johansson takes it back at the point, goes to the right side for Kramer. Kramer tries to shoot, but he gets nothing but air, but he keeps control of the puck. Goes to Johansson, picks his time, fires. It's high, deflected perhaps along the way. That goes out of play. Off a Corsair stick, 52 seconds to go on the penalty to Pecoraro, 9:27 to go in the third, 2-1 Falcons in front.
Gentleman in the brown jacket retrieves the souvenir puck, and as if it was a foul ball, he turns and gives it to a girl. Smart man.
Very nice. As the faceoff comes to the right of Marshall McCallum. They scramble for it and spin it all the way down the ice. UMass Dartmouth does. Soderberg will just go and make the lead stretch pass, and it'll be picked up nicely by Matteo Orme-Lynch. He'll move it on for Christian Halbig or Alexander Beauvais. 2 of the 3 Frenchmen on the ice. Eloan's the missing one. Comes to the left point, Halbig. Now for Beauvais. Comes off his stick to Matteo. Here's Hunter Dunn, who will step up and pick that up in the right corner. 15 to go on this man advantage. Halbig goes to the right side corner for Millette. Flipped up to the left side. In the circle, Beauvais. Stick slams to indicate 4 seconds on the penalty. Dunn holds in the right side, tries to nutmeg Ruffner. Penalty is up to Pecoraro. Back to full strength are the Corsairs. Millette off the boards, around. Here's Hunter Dunn. Dunn now to Millette. His shot is blocked. Another chance for Dunn. He tries to sling it back towards goal, but a lot of Corsairs in the way.
That one shot by Hunter Dunn, Dan, it was blocked by Connor Whittle going full extension. Sacrifice the body. It's what they ask you to do.
8 minutes to go in regulation time. 2-1 Falcons in front. Zapata backhands, goes off a Corsair. Out of the reach of Weber. Collins battling for it on the right side. Now Weber's got it. On the right side, tries to go to the left. Now he goes to the left side half, boards to the point, turns around, shoots, it's blocked. Falcons try to follow up. Bronte stepping up, tries to get a stick on it. Tyler Stewart has it instead, tries to flip it forward. Delayed penalty against Fitchburg. The UMass Dartmouth will get a power play with 7:35 to go in the third.
Alex Walker went down to the ice face first, and I don't think that was an intentional choice on his part.
Weber will go to the box for a trip. It's his 3rd penalty of the season. The criminal justice major will sit in the brink for 2. UMass Dartmouth 0 for 1 on the power play tonight. Ruffner kept it in, moved it for Walker. Falcons try to clear it out, can't do so on the first try. The second try was just to get it away from the boards, but it worked to get it all the way down the ice. Corsairs will skate it up the middle of the ice from Lane Ruffner. Gains the blue line, now in the right circle. Button hooks and moves it to the right wing corner. Tries to get it back. Pecoraro will pick it up in front of the Falcon bench. Moves to the right side. Skaggs is there to take it away. Weighs his options and spits it down the ice. Corsairs will go and gather. And Tyler Stewart. Closest thing to a game breaker that he's got. He's got the shot off. Might have gotten the post on that. 10 goals, 13 assists for Stewart. He's been a very sharp player for the Corsairs. And Justa Jr. as well. He'll give the Little East fits next year. This is the last time these two teams are going to play a MassCAC conference game. They might play each other in the postseason, but this is the last time they're going to be playing a game that matters in the standings. As that one also goes off the post. The ring more clear that time. Trying to throw it into the slot, a tug of war for the puck. Stewart shovels along, and a great save by Soderberg. Going from side to side, he got his pads down and kept it out. 20 to go on the power play for UMass Dartmouth. Top 15 nationally, best in the conference. Trying to go to the left point, but miscommunication. Nicosia wasn't there to keep it in, and it comes out of the zone. Falcons will change lines quickly with 5 seconds to go on Weber's penalty. Poked off a stick, comes back to the red line, and back into the Corsair zone. Penalty is up to Weber. Corsairs try to nudge it in the zone, no reinforcements, but kept in now. A redirection, scores! Thrown to the blue paint, off a Corsair leg and in, and we are level.
It's Vincent Nicosia leading the handshake line. He was right in front of the net, able to make the deflection. See Wolazin's head down. Soderberg gets rid of the puck dejectedly. UMass Dartmouth has tied this game with just under 5.5 minutes to play.
That shot was going to go well wide of the mark, but it strikes Nicosia's leg and turns perfectly into the net. Nothing Soderberg could have done about that. After making a tremendous save to keep it a 2-1 Falcon lead late, the Corsairs have struck and leveled the score at 2.
Second goal, number 16, Vincent Nicosia. Assist number 24, Kevin Johnston. 10-14.
Kevin Johnston will get the lone assist on that one. It's his second assist of the night on what is Nicosia's third goal of the season. Well, the Falcons had to give up his stick as it appeared that it might be no longer in a condition fit for play.
Yeah, no, that's just a piece of, 2 pieces of rapidly chilling firewood up on the far side boards there.
Because I saw him drop the shaft, but it took me until just after you said that before I saw the blade about 10 feet away. Yeah, I can't play with that anymore.
No.
Doug turns that towards goal, and it's turned aside by McCallum. It actually hits the broken stick as they tried to clear it out. So instead of going all the way down ice, they ended up getting stopped in the neutral zone. Probably a break for UMass Dartmouth, all things considered. A takeaway there by Reddick. Reddick doesn't have the positioning. He drops off from Millette, tried to find Milhorn cutting in on the left circle, but he can't keep it on his blade. Now here's Stewart into the zone. He'll send it around the boards, try to find Noah Webster stepping up on the right side half boards. 2 Falcons go there to take away the puck. Now McKinney on the near side. He'll send it around. Webster takes it in the left corner. 3:30 to go.
I find it amazing, Dan, that there are 4 guys on the ice wearing stripes and none of them has taken it upon himself to get rid of that stick that is actively interfering with the puck in play.
Well, there are multiple pieces of the stick. There's not much you can really do with it at this juncture. It's just part of the ice until the next whistle. They'll pick up the pieces then. Here's Stewart on the right side. Stewart trying to make all the moves. Lost control of the puck, and Trent Skaggs sends him to the ice for good measure. And now Stewart trying to take it back. Walker on the right side, with Johansson draped on his back. Webster on the right side corner. Trying to throw it back towards goal. Beauvais in the corner, now going to the left side. Johnston, Pecoraro. Cookson just trying to block the chances, block the lanes. He's not able to get anything off there. As that one sent down the ice, they'll hop, skip, and jump and go for icing with 2:34 to go in regulation time. It's a 2-2 hockey game.
Falcon bench will finally recover the shattered remains of that poor hockey stick.
If this game goes to overtime, a UMass Dartmouth victory past regulation means they'll have the tiebreaker if necessary, whereas a Falcon victory in overtime or a shootout means that it's going to come down to whoever has more conference wins at the end of the season. Johansson now cooks in on the right side. Battling for it as it goes around to the left side for Kevin Johnston. He spits it down the ice, looking for Michael Mania. Mania can't do much with it. Jackson Collins missed a few games earlier in this semester, but he's back in the lineup. As that one fought off by Soderberg, off the stick of Blake Hashark. Falcons stretch it up to Nick Weber. Weber trying to move with Collins. He runs into a Corsair in the middle of the ice. Puck was in the vicinity, so they'll play on. Falcons trying to hit a home run pass. Got the leg of Zapata to kill any potential icing, and Zapata will go into the boards, battle with the Corsairs. Puck comes loose. McCallum gets his stick on that to try to poke it away. 1:25 to go in regulation. Both teams trying to battle here in the final minutes to see if they can get all 3 points in the standings. Neither of these teams want to concede a point. That could have gone for icing, but it strikes the linesman's skate and stops in the neutral zone. Corsairs will have to gain the zone the old-fashioned way. Andrew Wollaston tries to backhand it along. Nicosia takes it, turns it around, but doesn't make its way on target. They battle for it on the right side as sticks clash. Dunn along for Eloan Orme-Lynch. Final minute of regulation. 2-2 hockey game. Mateo tries to feed Eloan, but too many blue shirts in the way. That'll go off the boards down the ice. It will definitely be obtainable by Bronte, and he'll take it. Falcons know they've got to be careful in this situation. And in the middle of the line changes, everybody's getting confused. The Corsairs appealing for too many men, not given. Beauvais on the left side, carried into the zone, rubbed into the boards, 20 seconds to go in regulation. Webster behind the net, Beauvais playing the body and getting the puck onto Mateo Orme-Lynch's stick. He goes for Alexander Beauvais behind the net, 8 seconds. Left side circle, shot, save, rebound, loose! And it won't go home. Each team's getting a point in the standings, and we are going to overtime.
How many times tonight, Dan, have we said that Toivo Kramer had a great chance and just wasn't able to take advantage of it again in the dying seconds of regulation? A loose puck off the rebound comes to his stick momentarily, but then it bounced right over. Nothing Kramer could do about that when he just wasn't able to get it home. We'll take another look. This is in the dying moments of the game, less than 10 seconds in regulation. The shot was saved by McCallum. Kramer there gets the rebound, tries to go to the backhand. It's denied, it's kicked out to the side. You see him kick his neck back, throw his head to the heavens as if to say, why? It's been that kind of day for Toivo Kramer. Now it is 2-2 as we have hit the end of regulation. We will play up to 5 minutes of overtime to try to get a winner before we go to a shootout.
So each team now has a point in the standings. They will play for that precious 3rd point in the standings. And for UMass Dartmouth, if they come away with the win from this point on, they'll have the tiebreaker in the standings. They would go to the next tiebreaker and subsequent tiebreakers if necessary, if Fitchburg State comes away with the victory. Now they'll play 5 minutes of 3-on-3 overtime. First goal wins. If we don't have a winner after 5 minutes, the game ends in a draw, but we do a 3-round shootout to see who's going to get that bonus point. They will switch ends for the overtime. The Falcons now go right to left, the Corsairs left to right. The Falcons did get both their goals in the game in the net to our left. Here's the beginning of this 3-on-3. UMass Dartmouth this year 1-2 in overtime. The Falcons 2-2 in overtime. That one UMass Dartmouth victory was against Fitchburg State back on November the 21st. Corsairs have it up the near side. This is Pecoraro, who had the winner in that overtime game. His shot goes wide. Now here's Jeremy Millette racing up the right side. A lot of pressure there. Millette taking it all the way. Can't get it cleanly away. Goes to Johansson now on the right side. He battles to keep control of the puck. Now to Hunter Dunn. Dunn on the left side. Spins around, protects the puck. Johansson, right side, shot wide.
As if this game wasn't loosey-goosey, end-to-end, free-flowing hockey to begin with. Now you take 4 guys off the ice. It creates that much more room, that many more scoring opportunities.
Eloan Orme-Lynch trying to split the 2 Corsairs. Keeping control of it. Falcons weren't sure if he wanted to come out of the zone or not. Instead, he tried to keep it in, and then Kevin Johnston tried to push the issue here. And we have a whistle. Thinking all of that battling, there may have been an offside. The third meeting between these 2 teams. The last time these 2 teams will play in conference play, they've been in the same conference for pretty much ever. Whether it was the ECAC Northeast or the MASCAC. Mateo Orme-Lynch on the left side, lost a handle on it. Gets it back, bring it all the way back to his end, but Tyler Stewart, the 1-4 checker. Again, the best player UMass Dartmouth has. Eloan Orme-Lynch keeping it away. Christian Halbig nearly overskated the puck. Now Halbig will play it back for Mateo Orme-Lynch, but Stewart comes away with the puck. Now going for Michael Mania in the right wing corner. 3:05 to go in this overtime period. Stewart loses the grip. And now Mateo Orme-Lynch floats it on the right side, a 2-on-1. Here's Halbig. He's got an overtime winner this year. He shoots. That's stopped by McCallum. Noah Webster will protect back in his own end. Feeds Stewart while they try to change lines. Stewart tries the toe drag, drops it off for Webster. Now to the right wing corner. Webster on the right side, non-position, tries to feed Walker. Walker in the left corner now, facing the pressure, and he's chased out of the zone.
Great work by Johansson, forcing Walker over the blue line. Gets the Corsairs to reset.
Stewart knows he can't keep his tired legs on the ice any longer. He switches off. Now Walker, bit of a tough pass there. Here's Lane Ruffner into the zone. Ruffner will try to take it all the way. Shot saved by Soderberg. Rebound. Dangerous, but the Falcons get on top of it. 2-on-1 back the other way. Here's Sammy Reddick into the zone. Reddick shot saved by McCallum. 2 minutes to go in overtime. One other interesting thing that's on the line that we haven't talked about for Eric Nowak. If the Corsairs win this game, it will be his 100th career victory with UMass Dartmouth.
Dan, this rules. To heck with shootouts. Let's just do this. I like this.
2 minutes to go in the 3-on-3 overtime. Neither of these teams have a draw on their record. The Falcons 9-7, the Corsairs 8-8. As Hunter Scanlon lost the handle on it, went to the blue paint for a moment. Freddie Soderberg knocked it straight out. Hunter Dunn drops it off. Jeremy Millette, who was circling around the back of the net, picks it up from behind. Now he's going to circle back, play a little bit of keep away. Now Millette back into the zone. Millette trying to take it all the way. Gets it towards McCallum, but not much farther than that. All that strong stick work by Trenton Skaggs is able to get Johnston to lose his footing. Now Skaggs trying to take it all the way, and McCallum knocks it aside with his blade. 1:07 to go in overtime. Hunter Dunn behind the net. Now Skaggs holding, feeds it in front, goes right to McCallum, he stops it. Eloan Orme-Lynch. Falcons will change behind him as Orme-Lynch continues to protect now, try to take it all the way, and again, McCallum says no. Both these teams with great chances. I mean, that's what 3-on-3 brings you. Halbig keeps control of the puck. He shoots, it's wide. Bounce large off the boards. So great, I could not even describe it. Set down the ice, and that's not going to go for icing. 25 seconds to go.
Chance for Fitchburg State to get one more opportunity.
Mateo Orme-Lynch in the right circle, keeping it in the zone. 12 seconds, drops it off. Halbig, his shot gloved by McCallum.
You hear the applause from the near side, the fans who have made the trip in support of UMass Dartmouth for their goaltender, Marshall McCallum, having a tremendous game. And now with 7.4 seconds left in this one, the Corsairs will take their timeout.
Each team gets one timeout in a game, and you get it back if you go to overtime. Neither team used their timeout in regulation. So just the one timeout for overtime. Another thing, too, for UMass Dartmouth, it's been 5 years since they've won a game here at the Wallace Civic Center. You have to go back to March 3rd, 2020, the MassCAC semifinals, when they took out the Falcons 4-0. The second trip to the MassCAC championship game the Corsairs have made under Eric Nowak.
Ah, the halcyon days of early March 2020, right, Dan?
As frustrated as I was after that game that the Falcons lost, I guess if there was a silver lining, it was that even if you won the conference championship, you wouldn't have gotten to play any tournament games because the NCAA tournament just went away that year.
Yeah, we don't have to. It just didn't happen. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Face off to the right of Marshall McCallum. 37 saves for the junior from Pittsburgh. Draws one by Reddick. He's sent right into the boards by Wutzke. Corsairs would be more than happy to just keep it against the boards. They get it out to the neutral zone, but can't take a shot. The game ends in a 2-2 tie, but we still need to figure out who's going to get this third point. For the first time in 13 years, Fitchburg State University is going to participate in a shootout.
So each team will have 3 opportunities. If after each team's had 3, we are still level, we will go sudden death, essentially.
One round at a time. Till one team scores and the other team doesn't. Neither of these teams have done a shootout this season. So this is the first time we've seen this.
Teams will change ends again.
The MassCAC historically has chosen not to do shootouts. However, this year with new NCAA rules, a shootout at the end of a 65-minute game is compulsory. It must be done. So therefore, the MassCAC has decided, well, if we have to do a shootout anyway, we might as well make it count for something.
Might as well be for something. And in this case, it is for the all-important third point. Conference standings very, very tight in the MassCAC.
The first round for the Corsairs, they send Ethan Finlayson, the sophomore defenseman from Georgetown to the Cayman Islands, has no points this season, but he's going to be the first shooter. Goes in on Soderberg, makes the dink, and he doesn't get there. I imagine Finlayson's very good in practice at penalty shots and breakaways, and he put on some nice moves there. Couldn't solve Soderberg. Elouan Orme Lynch in the first round for the Falcons. He'll come up the left side. Now cutting to the middle. He scores!
Orme Lynch went top right corner.
It's the Falcons 1 and the Corsairs nothing.
Was able to beat McCallum over the glove side. Makes it 1-0. Now for the Corsairs, it's Tyler Stewart. Comes to the left side, slowly slithering his way in. Stewart advancing, and he gets it past Soderberg. We're level at 1. Just weaving his way in and out. Quickly jumping back and forth with Stewart. Then he accelerates, charges straight in, and puts it home. Toivo Kramer, who's had so many opportunities now for the Falcons, can make it a 2-1 lead in the shootout, and he does! the exact opposite corner. Eloan Orme Lynch went top right. Toivo Kramer goes bottom left. Both successful. And now, Dan, UMass Dartmouth needs to score.
Doug Doran had a goal against the Falcons earlier this year. He takes it in right up the middle, put out the moves, tries the Forsberg, he's denied! Falcons win the shootout!
What an adjustment by Freddie Soderberg! He was beaten, Dan. I think he will admit it to a man. He is beaten here. And then he comes back, dives, barely. Oh! Barely gets the stick down, barely is able to keep the puck out. I know it doesn't count as a win, but it sure as heck feels like one. The home crowd erupts. Fitchburg State wins the shootout 2-1. They take the bonus point.
And they will ultimately split the series in terms of how the MassCAC adjudicates things. As far as conference standings are concerned, if you will, I guess. The Falcons get 2 points. The Corsairs get 1. They each have 3 points in conference play. The game ends in a tie. Falcons go to 9-7-1, 5-4-1 in conference. UMass Dartmouth 8-8-1, 5-4-1 in the MassCAC. But let's look at the replay one more time of what is got to be one of the best saves you will ever see.
I can't believe he got back there. He commits fully, and then with the last possible gasp, reaches back with his right hand, is able to get the curve of his stick down. It wasn't the full blade, it was just the curve of his stick to deny at the very last moment Alex Walker. I cannot believe Soderberg made that save.
Absolutely. I can't believe I misidentified Alex Walker on that. Gave Doug Doran a little too much credit to go, but yeah, Walker, he put on the moves. He tried the Forsberg, the move Peter Forsberg did in the Olympics. But Soderberg, with that tremendous burst of athleticism, keeping it out, Falcons take the bonus point in the shootout. The first time the Falcons had a shootout since January 6, 2012 in the semifinals of the Northfield Savings Bank Invitational, where Justin Quinn and Joe Caveney, a future All-American for the Falcons, had the goals. And so, for the first time, a MassCAC shootout. And boy, there was some excitement tonight, wasn't there?
This was a tremendous game. Every period, honestly, every period was better than the last, and the first was pretty darn good. There was end-to-end hockey the whole way through. It would never got any of this, neutral zone nonsense. There was back and forth action all over the place. Just tremendous hockey game to watch and to call. A thrill to be part of.
Even if it goes in the books as a tie, I think with that shootout, when the Falcons could feel they exercised a few demons with that one. And the fact that they didn't let UMass Dartmouth take the full-on sweep against them, and the fact that with the shootout, they now officially split the season series. And there's going to be some more momentum going. Is the Falcons now on a three-game unbeaten streak, while UMass Dartmouth now on a 3-game winless streak. The Corsairs will be back in action on the 30th of January. They'll take on Framingham State, 7:30 start from not Loring, that one's at Hetland Arena in New Bedford. The Falcons, on the other hand, their next game, Thursday, January 30th, they will host Worcester State for a 6:30 puck drop right here at the Civic Center. We'll have the action here on FATV.
One more time before we say goodbye, we want to thank our tremendous crew here on FATV. Our director this evening was Isaiah Emanuel. Travis Falk, our technical supervisor, running audio and graphics in the truck as well. Todd Govan handled the replay, and our camera operators, Alex Fabrile, Tyler Sargent, Henry Christensen, and Robin Como. Thank you so much to them for all the tremendous work. And folks, man, I say it a lot because it's true. If you did not enjoy this hockey game, hockey's not for you, man. Try golf. We made a bunch of wrestling jokes. Try wrestling. But man, this was a fantastic game to call. Dan, your final thoughts?
It's actually, I mean, probably because of the shootout, it doesn't feel like a tie. But, you know, neither of these teams, quote unquote, won tonight, but both of these teams played a tremendous hockey game, and we'll take the enjoyment nevertheless.
Final score for the final time, 2-2, a tie, but Fitchburg State gets the bonus point, 2-1 in the shootout. For Dan Bolak and the entire FATV crew, I'm John Gugerty saying thank you so much for being here with us on FATV. We will see you next time. Goodbye.